Forget the daily crypto price charts for a second. Today, we're diving into an explainer on something so much bigger. We're looking at a ground-up infrastructure upgrade to global finance. It's a massive structural shift that's going to fundamentally redefine exactly how value moves across the world. So, what if the biggest financial revolution of the next decade isn't actually another cryptocurrency? Well, if it's not a coin, what is it, right? We're talking about the tokenization of almost everything we own. It's wild to think about, but centuries of financial foundation, built purely on paper, legacy institutions, and really slow intermediaries, are getting completely rewritten. We're stepping out of that analog past and right into an era where assets of all classes exist as digital tokens on a blockchain. Section 1. The evolution of ownership, from physical friction to programmable assets. Let's jump in. Historically, every single major financial revolution has really had just one driving objective, and that's reducing friction across markets, making things faster, more accessible, and exponentially more efficient. We started with the heavy physical friction of trading gold, right? Then we standardized with paper money. After that, we leaped to the electronic speed of digital banking. And today, blockchain is taking us straight into Era 4, programmable tokens. It's the exact same evolutionary trajectory. We're just applying it to the concept of ownership itself. Because of this unstoppable historical momentum, the debate really isn't if this is going to happen anymore. It's strictly a matter of when. Tokenization transforms ownership into something that is programmable, transferable, and globally accessible in an absolute instant. It fundamentally alters the physics of how capital and assets interact on a global scale. Moving on to Section 2, the scale of transformation, the tokenization of everything.
Now, there's this common misconception floating around that real-world assets just mean, fractionalizing some real estate. But look at the sheer scale of what we're actually dealing with here. We're talking stocks, government bonds, private equity, fine art, renewable energy projects, massive infrastructure, carbon credits, even future revenue streams. Basically, if an asset has measurable value, its ownership can probably be digitized, recorded, and transferred via tokenization. We aren't creating new assets from scratch. We are completely transforming how ownership is recorded and accessed across literally every single sector of the global economy.
Section 3. Redefining global market access, dismantling the gatekeepers. This new infrastructure directly challenges a really old reality, where wealth was highly concentrated, mostly just because access was deeply restricted by legacy systems. Think about traditional finance for a second. We have markets that inexplicably just go to sleep from Friday afternoon until Monday morning. They're guarded by institutional gatekeepers, bogged down by high friction, and full of unnecessary transaction costs. Now, contrast that with tokenized finance, a system where markets never truly sleep. You get 24/7 liquidity, significantly fewer intermediaries, accelerated settlement times, and true global democratized access. It's a systemic upgrade from closed networks to open, programmable infrastructure. Just imagine the implications of taking a high-value, multi-million-dollar asset and seamlessly dividing it into thousands of programmable pieces. This fundamentally democratizes access for millions of people worldwide. It doesn't magically change the inherent value of the asset itself, obviously, but it completely rewrites the rules on who gets to participate in owning a piece of it. Institutional-grade opportunities are suddenly available to a global pool of investors. It's an absolute game changer. Section 4. The geopolitical financial race, securing the infrastructure of tomorrow. Make no mistake, the true competition here is no longer just about cryptocurrencies. It's a full-blown global race for capital, for innovation, for investment platforms, and for building tomorrow's definitive financial infrastructure. While some governments are definitely lagging behind, still treating tokenization like it's this distant, abstract concept, forward-thinking nations are aggressively building out the foundations right now to become leaders in tokenized finance. The historical stakes here are absolutely massive. As you can see, history has repeatedly shown that nations adopting transformative technologies early often gain advantages that last for decades. The winners of this geopolitical race are going to secure financial advantages that literally last for generations. We are witnessing a strategic land grab for the infrastructure that will route the world's capital for the next century. This is one of those definitive moments in history. Section 5. Investing in tomorrow's infrastructure and the future of ownership.
Okay, so just as the internet digitized global information and communication, blockchain is doing the exact same thing for value. Real world assets are that ultimate bridge. Think of it like this: the internet shift revolutionized how we handle data. The blockchain shift is revolutionizing ownership, bridging traditional and digital finance to create a global nervous system for capital that is infinitely more connected and more efficient than anything we've ever experienced before. The absolute greatest investment opportunities in human history happen exactly when infrastructure fundamentally changes. Think about it. Roads changed the face of commerce. Railways completely transformed industry. Electricity upgraded civilization itself. The internet revolutionized communication, and now, tokenization is fundamentally changing ownership. I absolutely love this quote from Liberatuum AI Vault. We don't invest in yesterday's economy, we invest in tomorrow's civilization. That philosophy perfectly hits the nail on the head regarding the urgency of this structural shift. We have to focus our vision on the future rather than clinging to the clunky, paper-based systems of the past. The transformation is literally happening beneath our feet right now.
So, as global infrastructure upgrades, how are you positioning yourself for the tokenization of ownership? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I really want to leave you with that final thought to chew on. In a world where the very concept of ownership is being structurally upgraded, are you looking backward? Or are you investing with vision and positioning yourself for tomorrow?